It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Thunder out in Oklahoma City. Looking at the Thunder, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. And what a shootout we're going to have tonight, a battle of offensive juggernauts. Shaq, what are some things these teams can do to try to gain an advantage?
Well, you got to impose your style of play as early as possible. You got to be versatile in the ways you score. You're just going to go out and do what you do.
Well, that's just saying be aggressive, Ernie. That's it. Aggressive is the most undervalued and then at the same time overused statement. But aggressiveness means getting done what you want to get done. That's what you have to do. That's when you're aggressive.
Shaq, did you understand what he just said?
I sure did not.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the home of the Thunder, we're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. So for the Thunder, their last game, a loss to the Houston Rockets. You know, guys, you hate to get embarrassed on your home court, but that's exactly what happened. It was a tough loss for them.
Yeah, and they were just shaky at times when it mattered most in that game, and it cost them.
You know what? They were awful offensively, labored to score on any level.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, when DeMar DeRozan hit free agency in the summer of 2016, not only did he not meet with any other team than the Raptors, he didn't want to meet with any other team. He said, I am Toronto. Outside of where I'm from, I represent this city harder than anybody. Toronto is all I've known. I came in at 19, and I've treated it like home ever since then. Kevin?
And DeRozan is so important to this Raptors team, DA. I'm sure they're glad he's sticking around for the long haul. And tonight, Steve, a marquee matchup. This is one of those games that definitely draws some attention to it.
Yeah, these are the games where fans, people watching, they are in their seats with their popcorns. They're ready to go. These are the best of the best, and people want to see this. I'm looking forward to this one, Kevin.
Why not? You got a new tie. You've got a new suit. I mean, you're ready to go. You know people are going to be watching you and listening to your words.
That's why my makeup is perfect.
Game, huh? It is. It's so you did a good job tonight on that. And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Now here's Westbrook. Adams outside. Clock at 4. Shots good by Anthony. Anthony's got the first points on the scoreboard for Oklahoma City. DeRozan with it. Ibaka outside. Outside Lowry. Pass to Anunoby. Takes a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Anunoby's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Outside Westbrook. He feeds it to Patterson. Adams sets the pick for Patterson. He dishes it to Anthony. It's stolen by Ibaka. DeRozan in the corner. And again, Toronto with the triple.
The aggressive mindset of DeRozan catches and shoots without hesitation.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game.
That's something you hate. You're trying to come in with an aggressive mindset, and that early foul could take you right out of it.
Now here's Westbrook. His last outing, 16 points for him.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Got it. Good job in the low post. Valanciunas has got his first 2 points of the night.
Look, this is how you draw it up coming out of the locker room. 3 of 3 so far.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Tips it. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Toronto's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
Wow, you knew that DeRozan has that in him. Didn't think he'd pull it off in a game, though.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Westbrook. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Adams dishes to George. Lowry against Westbrook. Lowry passes to Anunoby. Anthony left side. Shoots over DeRozan. And Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got his second basket of the night.
And what a smooth release on that shot. Melo is money in the bank from there.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And when you think about a slasher, a guy who makes his living attacking off the dribble, no better example than DeMar DeRozan.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. You know, Steve, DeRozan, a great ball handler for his size. He can isolate or work in the pick and roll.
Does a nice job of coming off screens and rolls, being able to create for his teammates, and also a big-time slasher that can put you on a poster.
Now, here's George. 20 points for him last game against Houston.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Valanciunas with a screen on Westbrook. Up off the screen, and the dunk by DeRozan.
What a look from Lowry. Just knew he would be open.
Thunder trailing by 9. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Screen by Adams, and George kicks to Adams. Outside for George. 5 to shoot. Shoots over DeRozan, and that one's good. George.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Here's Anunoby. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
Ibaka, no luck.
And that's the shot he wants. Just a little bit out of rhythm.
And George kicks to Adams. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Those are the plays you want from Valanciunas on the defensive end. Didn't hesitate to challenge the shot.
Raptors leading by 5. Screen by Valanciunas. Pass to Ibaka from deep 3-point range. That shot off the mark. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Whoa!
Beautiful, beautiful.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Now here is Ibaka. 8 points his last outing. Lowry off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Adams sets the pick for Patterson. Patterson, the screen. Adams dishes to Westbrook. That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2. For Toronto, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Westbrook leading the charge. Raptors leading by 5. Outside Lowry. Launches a 3. They get it again. Ibaka. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
That was very tight defense. He tried to force the layup anyway. I think that was a questionable decision.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And the Raptors with the ball, leading by 5. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
And it's a tough game to lose. I mean, they actually put up a pretty solid effort, I thought. But when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
You always want to try to steal as many games away from home as you can. They just came up short there.
On the wing, DeRozan. 26 points for him last game against Dallas. Oklahoma City has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Here's Van Vliet. Feeds it to Pirtle. Raptors moving the ball around. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You know, the Raptors have the advantage of continuity. There's a trust and an understanding they share. Helps them win a lot of games.
And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Here's DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down hard.
It seems that DeRozan has been involved in every score out there in this one, just zipping around the floor.
Thunder trailing by 11. And when you talk about the continuity and maturity of this Raptors team, is there a flip side to that, Steve? Does that limit their upside?
Well, Kevin, it's interesting. This front office has brought in some nice young pieces. I wouldn't write off their upside. They can improve if those younger guys make some strides.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
You know, he's been a one-man wrecking crew down low. His consistent scoring has dictated the pace of this game. We'll see if they decide to front him, bring a quick double, or maybe even both to try to slow him down.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Grant comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Ferguson's checked in for George. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Siakam is checked in for Toronto. DeLon Wright comes in for DeMar DeRozan.
Boy, he blew an easy layup, and he is furious with himself.
Van Vliet passes to Wright. In the corner, Miles with it. The three-pointer, no good.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
You know, there's no shame in passing out in that situation. Leave your ego at the door.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Toronto leading by 11. Now here is Pirtle. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
He owned the glass in that one, too. No one could put a body on him.
They break it out, 5-on-3. Dishes it to Collison. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Wright. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Here's Ferguson. Guarded by Wright. Collison kicks to Roberson. There's a screen. Felton dishes to Collison. Got a piece of it.
Gotta love the shot blocking ability of Pirtle. Wonderful timing right there.
They grab their own miss. A second chance effort, and it's good on the way in. Pirtle's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now here's Felton. He's covered closely. It's deflected, but they recover it. Raptors leading by 15. Here's Van Vliet. It's hauled in by Collison. Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Ferguson. True on the 14-footer. Ferguson's got his first points in this one.
The defense has to be better. When he gets those looks, he usually knocks them down with ease, like he did there.
Van Vliet kicks to right. They set the pick. Over Felton. That misses off the backboard.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Now here's Wright. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Felton kicks to Collison. Right wing. Here's Ferguson, guarded by Wright, and the basket by Collison. We've got 1:08 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Van Vliet. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pirtle with the ball, picked up by Collison. Wright, the pass to Pirtle. Clock at 6. And Wright kicks to Miles. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Miles has got his first basket of the night.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
There's 37 seconds left in the first. Grant the pass to Ferguson. Outside, Felton. Collison with the screen for Felton. Just 5 on the clock.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Felton. For 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's DeMar DeRozan making highlights for Toronto. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better every season. He said that his college career at Kentucky really helped prepare him for his life as a pro.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused what I am now, as far as being a sound player, a guy who's not all about himself, who puts his team first and who works hard and who doesn't talk back, who doesn't do the negative things. He's a team player, he's a team guy, and he works hard.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
And the kind of guy who his teammates love, because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And guys, the Raptors enjoying a nice lead here.
Protecting that rim early on, that's been a big factor for them tonight.
Well, you can erase a lot of defensive mistakes when you have shot blockers lurking in the background.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Felton, Nick Collison out there with Grant. Then there's Andre Robertson, and it's Ferguson in at the 2 guard. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it after the Raptors pick up 2. Screen by Grant. Collison dishes to Felton. Here's Ferguson, guarded by Wright. For the three. Ferguson misses. Raptors leading by 17. Steve, they say the defense wins championships. Talk about the value of communication on the floor when it comes to a team playing great team defense.
I think, Kevin, for fans and especially young kids out there, watch the great teams, the teams that are winning championships. They communicate. The teams that are not winning, you can see on the bench, not a lot of guys are talking. You don't see communication with players and coaches. The teams that win, they are constant chatter about making the right play and also criticizing each other, but constructive criticism.
Did you learn that watching other teams that were great as they were at the top of their game and you guys were a developing team and you were a developing player?
I think for me, at a young age, getting a chance to watch the Detroit Pistons, being from Detroit, hanging around Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, and obviously the late, great Chuck Daly, they were in constant communication, and they won, so that helped me be able to develop my communication skills.
And so Wright nails both of them. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, "We couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles." Kyle Lowry told me, "We're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be." Kevin?
And DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. Here's Anunoby. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Felton the pass to Ferguson. Kicks it to Patterson. They need this. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Lowry kicks to Wright. Screened by Valanciunas. Wright dishes to Lowry. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
You know, easier said than done. What they need to do is string together some positive plays, try to turn the tide.
Some changes for Toronto. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam, and DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Wright. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Now, here's George. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Westbrook passes to Adams. That one misses. And the Raptors with possession. They've scored 10 straight. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Screened by Ibaka. Toronto working the ball around now. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Here's George, and DeRozan sends it back.
With that leaping ability of DeRozan, he can go get it.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. The shot by George, wide open. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
This is why you like to get him touches. He makes things happen.
Raptors leading by 21. Right side Lowry. And DeRozan. Here we go. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
That's what I like to see from DeMar DeRozan. He isn't settling for a jumper. He is going to the rim today.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Now Patterson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Patterson, the screen. Shot clock at 6. The shot by Anthony, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And here's Westbrook. In the corner, George with it. George missing again. Toronto with the ball. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas to the inside. Off the screen. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from Ibaka.
Just a wise decision from Lowry to shoot it after the screen there. Just a high IQ player.
He's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and the rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
George with the ball. Now Valanciunas defending. Patterson can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 22. DeMar DeRozan on the wing, defended by George. Anunoby passes to Valanciunas. Raptors get it back. Excellent D there from Anthony. Oklahoma City shooting a putrid 25% from the field. Poor shot selection all around. The open shot, George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
Not letting his team down. He's been very strong. He just needs a little help from his teammates.
In the corner, Ibaka with it. Here's Valanciunas. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded for his effort.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Smitty, we've seen our share of dominant teams in the past decade. The big 3 in Boston, Miami, of course, with LeBron, KD joining the Warriors. You played against a lot of incredible teams during your terrific career. Which team was the most intimidating for you, or which team did you have the most respect for?
You know, I would say it was later in their career, but intimidation was a factor. When you play against the bad boys in Detroit, I mean, the fouling of those guys. But I think from a sheer talent, it was the Chicago Bulls. They were the first team, especially in not my era, won 72 games. They would come in and just steamroll you with their offense, with their defense, and their execution. So those 2 teams were the 2 teams I would think was most intimidating.
Anthony dishes to Patterson. Back to Anthony. Goes up on the high post. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And DeRozan kicks to Ibaka, shoots over Patterson, and it's Ibaka again missing.
You know, on a pretty good night for these guys overall, his shooting has been the biggest weakness.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
The first one falls. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
And George drops them both. Toronto leading by 20. Lowry with the ball. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Anunoby. It's hauled in by George.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
And the rejection by Ibaka.
Great defense by Serge, a tremendous athlete, blessed with insane length and leaping ability.
Screened by Valanciunas. Ibaka outside to the right side. Here's Anunoby, covered by Anthony. And it's sent back by George. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. 14 points from him the last game against Houston.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
First free throw is good. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots. And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And DeRozan, here we go.
And when you have DeRozan looking to drive, it's hard to slow him down without committing a foul.
And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting, that ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
Shooting two.
The first free throw is good.
What you get with DeRozan possesses the prototypical frame for an NBA wing that helps him get to the line with frequency.
Both free throws good from DeRozan.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Here's Westbrook. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And DeMar DeRozan, always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork, help this guy live at the line.
Outside Westbrook. Anthony on the wing, puts up a three, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his fourth assist in this one. Toronto leading by 19. Here's Van Vliet. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And, Steve, in your playing days, you always struck that balance, I always thought, between calling your own number and creating for teammates. That's a real gift.
It is, and I think the value of playing winning basketball, Kevin, is whatever play dictates making your teammates better or making the winning play. I think a lot of guys right now get caught up in stats. Whatever's the play to help your team win, that's the play that needs to be made.
Yeah, well said. And the first one drops. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Grant comes in for Anthony. Ferguson's checked in for George. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. The Raptors also changing it up. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's right in for DeMar DeRozan. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Thunder trailing by 21. Outside, Felton. And the pass to Ferguson. Got a hand on it. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Thunder.
Not a lot of difference between them. You know, it's about 50-50, but this game isn't 50-50 right now. They need a big run here just to get back into the mix.
2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Dwayne Casey, he's in his 7th season as a head coach of the Raptors. He's developed a great continuity and a comfort level with his players.
He hits both from the stripe. And Casey is very collaborative with his staff and players.
You know why, Kevin? He has no ego with him. It's always a two-way conversation with his players. It's about getting it right no matter whose idea it is.
Over to the wing. 5 on the clock. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Ferguson's got 5.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
1:39 left to play in the first half. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Felton. Pirtle, the pass to Van Vliet. There's the screen. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. And a brief moment now to see who's atop the NBA in team free throws. In fourth, the Raptors.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want a foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
Hey, come on.
Outside, Felton. He kicks to Collison. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Pirtle's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
There's the dish to Miles. Pass to Siakam. The kick out to Wright. No good from outside. Thunder trailing by 20. 43 seconds left in the first half. Grant with a screen on Miles. And it's denied. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. The Thunder shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That one is off. That one misses. Toronto leading by 20. Wright dishes to Pirtle, and out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Here's Ferguson. He's got 5. The feed to Felton. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Screen by Grant. Felton kicks to Roberson. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Wright. And he banks in the layup. Wright's got his second bucket of the night.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Jonas, you guys got off to a strong start. How important was it to set the tone early?
You know, we came out with a different energy. We said it's enough to struggle from the start. You know, we got to focus and play good starts.
That is where it all starts. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 16 points, 2 assists, and 1 block. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, how about their ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. If they're serious about cutting into this deficit, it's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
What I love watching is they are working for high percentage looks and cashing in when they get them.
Toronto leading by 22, setting the floor for the Raptors. Lowry and DeRozan are the 1 and the 2. They create so much offense. Anunoby the 3 with Ibaka playing the 4. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. And on our sideline, our reporter David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, "I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post." I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. Anthony in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 5th assist in this one.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
Yes, that goes in.
Lowry showing how crafty he can be with that hoop inside.
No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Off target from 3-point range. Westbrook against Lowry. From deep, DeRozan's shot is off.
You know, coming out of the half, you want to set the tone for the rest of the game. But going 1 for 4 is the wrong way to do it.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over. And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
One shot.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
And Ibaka kicks to DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down.
You have to put DeRozan on the short list for best finishers in the NBA. He is fearless going to the rack.
Thunder trailing by 20. Westbrook passes to Patterson. Patterson, the screen. Outside Anthony. Goes back up. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Ibaka. He's averaging 10 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Raptors leading by 19. Ibaka with the screen on George. And DeRozan kicks to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Coming off the pick, DeRozan commands a lot of attention. That creates room to hit the roller.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Ibaka, a cornerstone player for 7 years in Oklahoma City, but they trade him away to Orlando and subsequently traded to Toronto.
You thought he would have a bigger role in OKC under Billy Donovan, but it didn't happen. He wasn't content to just spot up and wait for the basketball. And they thought he might leave in free agency, so they looked to get value in return.
And here's a look at stats for Adams. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. 13th in blocks, 13th in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. For 3, Westbrook, it doesn't go for him. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Lowry drives in. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got assist number 5 here tonight. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Patterson, a screen on DeRozan. George against DeRozan, and George kicks to Patterson. 6 to shoot. Pass to Adams. Looking to end the run. Unable to get that one. Nice D from Valanciunas. Fires from the line. DeRozan's shot is off.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
And let's take this chance to look at some of the perimeter players who aren't afraid to mix it up in the middle either. These are the top rebounding point guards in the league. Russell Westbrook, number 1. 4th, Kyle Lowry.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
And this is what makes this group so special. They are complete players, and rebounding is a part of it.
Free throw good, Adams. Siakam is checked in for Serge Ibaka. And so Adams nails both of them.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry drives in. He used that pick to get in close. Lowry's got 9 points here in the second half.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Now here's Anthony. He's got 10. Adams sets the pick for Anthony. Pulls from the top of the key, and it comes off the front of the rim. And it's the Raptors ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Lowry. Westbrook with the block. George against DeRozan. Basket good. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
Lowry passes to Siakam. It's stolen by Adams. Anthony down low. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Anthony's got 12. Raptors leading by 22. Outside Lowry. Screened by Valanciunas. Here's Anunoby. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. 5 points in the game.
You've got to give a ton of credit to the screener. That play easily opened up the easy layup for his teammate.
Westbrook dishes to Patterson. It's tipped, and he gets it back. Lays it up and banks it in. Now DeRozan. He's got 18. The pass to Siakam. And Valanciunas kicks to Siakam. Over to the wing. Anunoby passes to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Love the flush there from Valanciunas, leaving no doubt on that play.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. DeRozan against Westbrook. Feeds it to Patterson. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And a look here at the shot chart for DeRozan.
You know, I doubt they came into this game thinking they would be doing this much damage from mid-range, but you have to give them credit for being able to see what is available in their offense and then exploit the weakness of the D. To be successful in this league, you have to be flexible, and they've done a great job of that so far.
For Toronto, they've gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Westbrook against Lowry. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Siakam passes to Anunoby. Toronto working the ball around now. They get the rebound. Out to the right wing. The tray. That shot no good.
Just hasn't had it tonight, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
Shot's good by Anthony.
Anthony, a perennial all-star talent, specifically because of that scoring ability, one of the best in the business.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
Here's Collison. Toronto grabs the miss. Right outside. Passes it to Siakam. Shoots over Grant. Siakam misses.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
Here's Van Vliet. They set the pick. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Well, every so often a team will have a home game and see their stadium flooded with fans for the away team. Happens when a especially good, popular team is playing a team kind of in a bad part of their schedule, or maybe just in a bad part of their development. Smitty, do players notice when this happens, and does it bother them at all?
Yeah, players notice it. It does bother you. It happened to me when in the Chicago Bulls era. You hear people cheering more for Michael Jordan than their own players. It's because people love to see winners. People have their favorite players, and a lot of people right now look at it as they want to come see their favorite player. As a player, you just got to go out, beat Michael Jordan, go out and win, and usually the fans will turn into your favor.
Scooped up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
For Oklahoma City, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Assertive in the painted area. This is what every coach preaches.
Thunder trailing by 21. Felton kicks to Collison. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Collison's got 4 this quarter.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Felton. Wright sets a screen. Siakam passes to Miles. Here's Siakam. 6 on the shot clock. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Robertson. His last 10 games, averaging about 7 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles, carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
And the first one at the line is good. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Thunder trailing by 20, and the Thunder pushing it up now. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
2 shots.
This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. In third, the Thunder. In fourth, the Raptors.
Great play from both of these teams in the open court. You love the energy and effort they've displayed lately here in getting out and forcing the issue.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Raptors leading by 18. Here's Van Vliet. He has 6. Here's Siakam. And the Raptors miss again. Here's Ferguson. Guarded by Wright. It's deflected. And here's Miles. Wright outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Wright's got 11 points.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
Here's the screen. Here's Felton. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
You know, going up against size, you know you have to get separation. Nice move from mid-range.
Wright dishes to Pirtle. Back to Wright. Kicks it to Pirtle. Over Collison. Pirtle's shot is off. Thunder trailing by 19. Here's Roberson. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Siakam. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, easy call.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And 74%, yeah, you know, so-so. He probably wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit higher.
And he knocks down the first one. The Raptors making a switch here. Ibaka's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 1:30 left to play in the third. Here's Ferguson. He has 5. Here's Felton. Fires the 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Because he's inconsistent from range, the defense dares him to take that shot. Bad gamble there.
1:02 left here in the third quarter. Van Vliet kicks to Ibaka. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a 3-point play.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Pirtle, he's checked in for Toronto.
One shot.
Toronto leading by 15. And Wright kicks to Van Vliet. Miles against Collison. And he makes the first. And Miles drops them both. Thunder trailing by 17. 35 seconds left in the third. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Count that one. Felton's got 6 points in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Screen by Ibaka. Van Vliet passes to Ibaka. Outside, Felton dishes it to Robertson. Collison with a screen on Miles. And Robertson kicks to Collison. It's deflected. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Raptors lead by 15. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to keep the ball moving, keep drawing and kicking, all right? Then look at the outlets, make sure again, our bigs, we got to get space. When we're driving, we got to give the ball room.
Looking to stay active on offense, Dwayne Casey asking his guys to apply a lot of movement and a lot of pressure.
And he wants them to go beyond just swinging it around the horn. It's about driving, dishing, and playing inside out.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Felton is out there with Ferguson. Then there's Nick Collison. Then there's Grant. And it's Robertson in at the 3. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. First free throw is good. And Miles drops them both. And so here is Oklahoma City, trailing by 17. Felton against Lowry. Felton dishes to Collison. Got a hand on it. Here's Lowry, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Raymond Felton. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry.
For a long time, it seemed like the league slept on Kyle Lowry. He wasn't an every night starter until his 8th season in the league. I think he still brings that underdog mentality every night.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Adams comes in for Nick Collison, and George is subbed in for Ferguson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Lowry had to scrap and fight for the starring role, even in Toronto. And Smitty, at first, they had him playing behind Jose Calderon.
I don't think they know what they had in Lowry. Sometimes you don't see what's right under your nose. In the end, he forced their hand, and look now. Unbelievable player.
Felton can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 19. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Right from outside. It's hauled in by Adams. It's tipped. It's stolen by Ibaka. He dishes it to Pirtle. Banked in off the glass.
Really nice work. Pirtle going to town on the weak defense down in the paint.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Felton kicks to George. Over right. George, no good. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Exactly what you want from that play. Get it to Serge where he can simply rise and fire.
And Adams kicks to Roberson. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on right. Shot clock at 6. George passes to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Outside Lowry launches it, and the three ball is good. Lowry's got 14 points now in the second half.
Not sure who was supposed to close out on him. Huge defensive breakdown.
And this has been a running theme. Guys out of position, failing to contest. Just look at the scoreboard.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Well, the league has long had a rookie orientation program. People rave about it. It continues to develop and evolve. More recently, Steve, they've created a program for players transitioning to retirement. This is an outstanding idea. What's important with that in your eyes?
I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. I think the rookie orientation should even start even earlier. I think it should start at the college level. Not saying that everybody's going to make it to the NBA, but it helps you what they give you just in the game of life. And then transitioning to retirement, I think it should be the first day you sign that NBA contract, the transition should start, because it could end with an injury. And obviously we know even if you play a lengthy career, in 10 or 12 years is over.
Like if you were going to talk to a young player and if the player said, Steve, give me one thing that I need to remember as I go through my career and then it ends, what's the one thing, piece of advice you would feed to a young player about what's going to be at the end of this journey?
Well, I think, first of all, there's a couple things, Kevin, and I have to answer. First, you got to keep your value system. Second, financially, you got to understand is make it simple as possible. You're not going to be able to live on the same type of salary for the rest of your life. So if you have a contract, say $20 million, in a simple way, divide that up for like 50 years, because that's how much you're going to need to be able to live off of.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Right wing. Anunoby passes to Ibaka. The kick out to right. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Westbrook against Lowry. Valanciunas dishes to Lowry. Back to Valanciunas. 6 on the shot clock. Unloads from 13. Shots good by Ibaka.
Look at the big man Valanciunas showing off the playmaking skills.
Thunder have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Raptors with possession. They're on a 15-6 run. Ibaka outside. Pass to Anunoby. Well, in the last half-decade or so, the NBA, Steve, has realized the true value of the corner three, and now offenses all over the league are designed to take advantage of it. Part of that is because it's just closer to the rim than any other three-pointer.
Yeah, you're right, and you should. I mean, when you have a three-point arc, yes, the corner threes are going to be shorter, and it's harder from a guy to shoot it from straight on. But when you have a guy that can shoot it straight on, you can see the dynamics of a team defensively. It's hard to cover. But I don't think the NBA should widen the court because of the value of the corner three. That's a part of the game.
Should the lane be widened? Should we talk about the court and making all the threes the same length? About the lane?
Well, I think you can widen the lane if you change the defensive rules, because right now you're allowed to play zone. If you went back to man-to-man, yes, I think you should widen it. But when teams are allowed to play zone, I think the value of keeping it the same helps the defense a little bit more.
Here's Ibaka, and the Raptors miss again.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
In the corner, it's Westbrook. Goes up the baseline. Good, he hits the jump shot. Westbrook's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Lowry passes to Anunoby. To the paint. The kick out to Wright. Nailed from three-point land. Wright's got 10 points in just the second half.
Here we go. His second made from beyond the arc in the second half after having no such luck in the first.
Patterson setting the pick for George. And here's Anthony for three. Ibaka with some nice D.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort. Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
Westbrook against Lowry. Outside, George. From 20 feet out. Toronto grabs the miss.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
Valanciunas dishes to Ibaka. 6 to shoot. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Lowry against Westbrook. Right side, George. To end the run, it's good. Steve, we're hearing more and more about video game competitions, the rise of esports. It's big business. Have you been following any of that?
Yes, I have. Rick, Fox, Shaq, those guys with E-League here at Turner Sports. I get a chance to watch it, bring my kids here and watch of it. I'm amazed. It's growing and growing and growing, and I love the competition of Rick Fox, Echo Fox versus Shaq's team.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. A different look for Oklahoma City. Hustis has checked in for Patterson. And Corey Brewer's subbed in for Paul George. And Toronto making a change here. The Raptors have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Screened by Valanciunas. Out to Ibaka. Over Anthony. Bank shot. No good. Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically
Mind the
nothing.
lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Raptors leading by 22. Here's Van Vliet. He kicks it to Powell. Now the dish to Nogueira. Here's Anunoby. Sinks the triple.
There it is. Just lined it up and knocked it down. His first 3 of the half, second of the game.
Westbrook with it. And there's the feed to Adams. And George kicks to Patterson. It's tipped. To the wing on the left. Here's Van Vliet. He drains the quick shot. And the new CBA hammered out Smitty last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step. And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Powell for 3. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. They get it back. Patterson can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 23. And the dunk by Powell.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Here's Westbrook. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Westbrook's got 11 in the second half. And the Raptors shooting it well here in the 4th quarter at 50%. Van Vliet passes to Valanciunas. Feeds to Powell. From deep. Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And it's blocked. 1:36 left in the game. In the corner, it's Richardson. Cans it from downtown.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
Westbrook dishes to Adams, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Adams has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Raptors.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
That was a big advantage. The other team was defending with their hands instead of moving their feet, and they handed them a lot of easy points at the line.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Serge Ibaka.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
And the first one drops. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Ferguson. Raptors also changing it up. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Nogueira. C.J. Miles comes in for Malachi Richardson. And it's DeRozan in for Powell. So he gets them both. Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. And here's George for 3. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Outside DeRozan. Valanciunas with a screen on Felton. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
Shooting one.
Five seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the wing right side. Westbrook, that's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
The defense has no answer for him right now.
And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Here's Van Vliet. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, we know this team has offensive options, but it looks like there's great confidence defensively now.
Yeah, we have to be. That's what we got to do. If we play defense, we know we can score the basketball whenever we want. We just got to get stopped.
Very impressive, DeMar. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.